Take it away.
Go Vikings, let's win this game. Go Vikings, honor your name. Go get that first down, let's get a touchdown. Rock 'em, fight, 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 fight. Go Vikings, run up the score. You'll hear us yell for more. Think fast, think fast, and shoot fast.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another edition of Vikings Spin. I'm your host, Jason, and we are back today. I apologize, I did not have a pregame show for the Vikings Buccaneers. I was dealing with a sore throat, but I am feeling much better today after some NyQuil, Dayquil, and hot tea combination. I am back, and I am so happy to be with you today after the Vikings victory 34-17 over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And what can I say? Game ball here for Case Keenum, filling in for Sam Bradford, had 369 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. A hell of a game for Case Keenum. And Stefon Diggs was on the receiving end for 8 catches for 173 yards and 2 touchdowns. Also, some solid performances by Adam Thielen and Jarius Wright. Wright also scoring a touchdown today. The offensive line looked fantastic, and Dalvin Cook ran for 97 yards and a touchdown, and also had, I think, 60 some odd yards for in receiving as well. So. And through his first 3 games, Dalvin Cook has more yards and more yards per carry than Adrian Peterson did, amazingly. So I know it's probably a little too early to make the comparison, but those numbers are what they are. So Pat Shurmur did a phenomenal job today. Hats off to him in devising a game plan that took advantage of Case Keenum's strengths. Shurmur said that during the week he prepared the team for both if Bradford was starting or if Keenum was starting, and then just kind of tailor the game to the quarterback's strengths depending on who was going to get the nod, and he certainly did so. A fantastic play calling there by Pat Shurmur, and Case Keenum came through today. It was really great to see. Also, for the Vikings defensively, the secondary had a really nice game. Xavier Rhodes did an excellent job against Mike Evans, holding him in check today. Andrew Zendejo, Harrison Smith, and Trey Waynes all had interceptions of Jameis Winston today. So a great job by them. We also saw Tremaine Brock get some action today at corner. The defensive line shut down the running game for Tampa Bay. It really made them one-dimensional, which was really good. We had a good active job up front by the linebackers too. Eric Kendricks leading the way, and then with sacks we had Everson Griffin, Shamar Stephen getting in on the act. Brian Robinson and Linval Joseph were also strong up front. Tom Johnson adding some pressures there too. So the defense looked good. Kai Thorbath was perfect today on special teams. He hit all of his field goals and all of his extra points. Just all 3 phases of the game, I thought the Vikings were terrific. Mike Zimmer did a good job in getting the team to cut down on the penalties today. Nowhere near what they had last week against Pittsburgh. And a really strong performance here today by the Vikings. Able to get a win here with Sam Bradford not in the game. Was really huge. Now, before the game, I heard a report that Sam Bradford got some good news from Dr. James Andrews that he indeed does not have any structural damage to his knee. It is a bone bruise, which just needs to rest up and get that joint to calm down in his knee. And we'll see. Maybe he'll be ready to go against the Detroit Lions when they come into town next week to face the Vikings, or maybe it's the following week when the Vikings go to Chicago. But The good news is it doesn't sound long term. But Case Keenum, he struggled last week against Pittsburgh, but he had a tremendous day today. Probably got getting more reps, able to get better chemistry with the receivers. And I noticed one thing today that he did was he stepped up in the pocket. Like last week, he was going backwards and putting himself in awkward spots. But he has had success against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the past. They were saying, for the last few seasons, he's been able to beat them. With the teams he's played for, with the Rams and Houston. And he came through again today. So just an all-around really good performance for the Vikings. Now they can they go into Week 4 2-1. This is the last game of the first quarter of the season. They've got the Lions coming in. The Lions are 2-1. They dropped their first game today in dramatic fashion there to the Atlanta Falcons. Lions lost a heartbreaker on a last play. They thought they had a touchdown, and it wound up getting overturned. And the Falcons won the game. So the Lions are going to be 2-1, and the Vikings will be 2-1. Battle of division leaders next week of the North. So thank you guys all for tuning in for another edition of Viking Spin, and we will see you next time on the pregame show. We're going to have a pregame podcast for the Vikings and the Lions, and also some new stuff coming up during the week. So for Victor the Viking, my wife makes Victor the Viking dolls out of clay. So if you're interested in those, I'm going to be putting those up on Twitter and Facebook, and there's going to be information on how you can get those for yourself through PayPal if you're interested. I'll be posting pictures of those, and we'll have a few polls as well this week. So thanks again for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.